want to have the most organized home that you could possibly imagine. But you're sitting there and you're looking at your house and you're like, oh my goodness. Every room I walk into is a disaster. Do you do that? Have you ever done that? Well, today I'm going to show you or tell you how to have a completely organized home without being stressed out in the next 60 days. Are you with me? You want to hear? Yes? Okay, well, I'm Kelly L with Live Into Life, and this is the Jewel of the Week. Okay, so about 3 months ago, I looked at my home and I was like, oh my goodness. Like every single room I walk into, nothing's in its right place. The drawers are a disaster. Like everything is a disaster, right? And I became so overwhelmed and I'm like, why am I doing this? I'm usually a very organized person. My house is clean, it's always clean. But I just felt like there were all these different things out of place. Like every single time something new comes into my home, like I go shopping and I buy new items, or we have a holiday, or I have people staying, then things kind of get, out of whack. I have, a 6-year-old, I have some cats, I have my brother, I have my boyfriend, I have assistants, I have my cleaner, I have parents, I have, and it just kept going and going and going. And so as a result, my house just felt kind of out of whack. And so I'm like, I'm busy, I didn't really have a lot of time to be able to organize my home. So how am I gonna do it so that in the next 60 days, my home will be organized? Well, I'll tell you how I did it. All right, numero uno, I looked at the rooms that I have in my house. So I was like, living room, kitchen, dining room, bedroom, master bedroom, daughter's bedroom, playroom, office, guest room, bathrooms, and garage. Garage. Whose garage is organized? Raise your hand if your garage is organized. I mean, mine is now. Yay! But I gotta tell you, I was a little scared. I was scared. And I'm not really scared of anything, but I was scared of the garage. I mean, I've moved a lot recently, changing offices and changing homes, and basically everything that came from like those moves ended up in my garage. And I'm like, oh God, like how am I supposed to do this? And I'm traveling, I'm running businesses, I'm a mother, I go out, I'm partying, like, how am I supposed to do this, right? So then I decided, all right, I'm gonna identify my rooms and I'm gonna choose 8 of them, okay? And over the next like 8 weeks, I'm gonna do one room every Saturday, just one. I'm not gonna focus on, any other room. And when I talk about the room, I'm not talking about the drawers. I'm not talking about, the things that you can't see. I'm just talking about what you can see on the surface for right now. And I said to myself, okay, every single Saturday, I'm gonna do one room, just the surface area, okay? And so that's what I did. So I sat there and I said, all right, we're gonna start with the kitchen. There are certain things on the countertops, there are certain things I want, like, what are they called? Like the dish towels. I want, everything to look pretty and look great on the surface. And so I'm gonna make sure that this Saturday I focus on the kitchen. I'm gonna look at the kitchen and I'm gonna make it look how I want it to look, on the surface. So I did that, and I did that for 8 weeks. And so each weekend, one Saturday, I'd spend a couple of hours, not really that much time, a couple of hours just focusing on the surface of those rooms. And I gotta tell you, even just doing that, I felt so amazing, because when you looked around my home, it just looked prettier and decluttered. And like for example, in like my sitting area, I had, and I'll post a video on it, I had like just random toys in there that didn't need to be there. I don't even know why they were there. I think they'd just been brought in or brought downstairs, and my daughter had played with them and just left them. And then no one moved them. They just stayed there. And I was like, oh God, I've got to change this. I've got to change this. So for 8 weeks, every Saturday I spent a couple of hours. I got up a little bit earlier, and I just cleared the surface out of those rooms, and it made me feel amazing, and it made the house look so much better. And then on top of that, number 2, what I did is every night, knowing that so knowing that Saturday I was going to focus on the kitchen, then what I would do is the 7 days prior or the 6 days prior, every night I would clean a drawer, just one drawer. So I would attack like one drawer. So I attacked the cutlery drawer. And I'm like, all right, these are old, this is broken, throw that out, and I was done. And it took me 15 minutes to do a drawer, all right? Every night I came home, I spent 15 minutes cleaning out the drawer and be done with that drawer. And then the next day I do the same thing. So even though like the kitchen is probably one of the biggest rooms with the amount of drawers and things that we have in our kitchens, but it like I had 7 drawers and 7 cupboards, the worst ones done by the time I did the surface area of the kitchen. And then the next week, let's say I focus on the dining room, I do the surface area of the dining room, and then let's say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I had 4 cabinets in my dining room. Didn't take me more than probably 5 minutes each cabinet, 5-10 minutes. Clean out the cabinet, throw away the things that I don't need, and then just reorganize and replace the items in those cabinets. And what I found by the end of the 8 weeks is I could then go back to the kitchen and do an extra drawer. So by the end of 60 days, my entire home was completely organized. How amazing is that? I wasn't stressed. I wasn't really working that hard on it. And at the end of those 60 days, I felt like a different person because my home was immaculate, honestly. And it's still pretty immaculate. I mean, I'm easing into like, oh, let's just leave this here, or let's just leave this here. But the third thing I did to try and prevent that from happening is have a designated space in my home where if something was brought into the home and people didn't really know where to put it, they could leave it in that space. And so then once a week, I'll go to that space, I'll take those items, I'll put them in the right place, and then my home remains organized. So it's a pretty quick video today, but I just thought I would share that with you. I think that having an organized space and a place where you can feel you're not using up that mental energy with, oh, I need to fix this, or oh, I've got to paint this, or oh, I've got to, organize this, or oh, I've got to, you're not using your mental space, you're not using your brain to constantly question yourself about the space that you're in because it's already clean, it's already organized, and so it's easier for you to find things. You're not making decision after decision after decision on the same thing because you can't find that item in the morning. You're reducing decision fatigue. You feel like you have your shit together. Which really, I mean, come on, that's like the whole point, right? So you feel like you have your shit together. And right now, I feel like I have my shit together. Yay! And so I hope this helps you. If you haven't already, check out my Instagram. It's right here, liveintoLife_. And also my podcast, Killing It with Callie L. They're right here. The links are usually in my bio. And my YouTube channel, Live Into Life. All right, until we speak again, go live your life, go live into life, and be blessed. Mwah.